Summarize a bit on where we stand. So on the form there is a majority for convention, but some have concerns. Many of you mentioned you're in favor of a broad scope, though I am aware that there are several issues we have to discuss under this broad. And the river basin, or also to cover areas outside the basin, is a question of only servicing groundwater resources or more.
No, we just feel very much that there is forces kind of bullying against Alpha. It's very surprising to us that all the parties agree and that we're the only one defending our independence. So we just wanted to make this point. It's time to step up. We're independent countries and we should defend our independence. We very much know that there are powers that want to cut this independence. And it's obvious that the NGOs are on the train with those neo-colonial powers. And we're very much disappointed that you, as our former brother countries, are not able to defend the rights of the region. So we hope you will reconsider.
More strong in the region, that you and Alpha, Beta and Gamma, they are in the same page in developmental schemes, sustainable development point of view, environmental implementations, community development. So these are, I think, show you more stronger face to the world as compared to you are in isolated in that thing. So don't think negative point of view, just think on broad level. This is my suggestion to you.
That's why again I am requesting you to consider that if you have a convention, so whatever the government will take place in the next year or after a few years, so there will be no hamper of the project implementation. So for the best of the regions, for the best of the basin area, I am again requesting you to go for the conventions, which will definitely keep our interest, not the interest of the others, the interest of the three countries.
What we understand
we were just discussing with Mo another idea that we might be able to proceed. That would be that we all agree on a declaration, and then we might be in the position to review our position on the scope.
But the bank strongly advises a convention rather than a declaration. A declaration would mean that participants and the parties can renege on their commitment. It also means a lot of uncertainty.
But the bank also has very much interest that the biggest country of the region is part of your agreement. If Alpha is not part of the agreement, the whole region will fall into instability. So I think you should consider that.
So if I'm understanding incorrect, it's either the declaration, it's either the convention or the broad scope that you'd be willing to agree.
Yeah,
It's not
almost.
No, exactly. And now we have a word with Gamma.
Okay.
That's why we need a review process.
No.
So
Why you
The
need review? You see,
review is the project review and the
no. Only
review
the
is
convention.
convention or whatever the text is not
for the conventions and
In exchange for what?
So we would be able to reconsider our position on the scope if we remain the form declaration.
So you'd be willing to include some language about the basin as a whole, even potentially beyond water management issues, like sustainable development?
We might, and climate change, that is very much to your interest.
It's our common concept.
We might be able to support something like that.
No, it's not a fear. It's a kind of the
We'd be willing to consider narrow scope. So by narrow, like you said, we mean projects restrained to surface and groundwater only, as opposed to basin-wide projects. But we would want to ensure that all the projects that go through have a firm commitment in the form of a convention, not a declaration.
We were talking to our government and we would be in the position of agreeing to a convention if the scope is narrow, but we would be able to include in the narrow scope also energy, because we think that's really important for the whole basin. So it would not only be water, but water and energy.
Because if you put the energy project, it means that it's a hydropower project. So Moore State has a concern about that. If there are projects on upstream on hydropower point of view, So there is a less amount of water going back to the river system, and it is ultimately affected by the lower riparian. So we are maybe have shortage of water or something like that. Some issues will come up like.
I think
That depends on the
That's
type of
why-
hydro and the type of energy. You could do
Yes,
renewables, you could do
sorry,
small
we
run of
agreed
river.
not to,
Sorry.
Yeah, then we
Okay,
should.
can we
If you
break?
stop for-
Can we get a 5-minute break so that I think that we may be able to reach an agreement.
So that's
We would like to share the data, but because if we want to initiate some projects, we share data with you, we discuss with you. But if you still want to veto our project, we might still go with that.
But we of course take very much into consideration the situation of the basin.
I hope you appreciate that the bank will not fund any projects under this agreement unless all the 3 riparians agree to it. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
we
bank-
can
okay.
agree to we can agree to being cognizant of each other's concerns in the agreement and appreciating the concerns of other countries. But as far as the funding is concerned, we all need to be on the same.
Okay,
Okay.
that we
Okay,
agree. I
with
think,
that.
yeah.
Like in that
5 years, we will open up our scope to a broader.
Okay.
So we very much hope that you would be on our side.
I think that's very positive.
Should have a convention, okay? So that is, we agreed that. And also we agreed that we sharing the data. So now it is a matter of the scope. We delete the narrow and also the broad, better to make it the points that we, specific points. Maybe surface water, groundwater and energy.
okay.
Yeah?
And then you also need to specify the area.
Area would be basin wide.
Yeah, can be.
No, that's a bit problematic.
That is, alphas is still, disagreement about, but we proposing the basin, but within the basin, only the surface, ground and energy. Please, Alpha, I think it's nothing harm for you.
It's also narrow.
It's also narrow.
Basin approach is involve everybody.
I think you will
Only
agree.
focus on water.
Your appearance said that you will agree.
Great.
So
Right,
the
yeah.
broader river basin,
Yes.
this is the river basin.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
From the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and unfortunately we're not allowed to use any wording that includes broad. We have to.
And
We
we
can
can just
use
say
a river
river
basin, but we have to delete the word broad.
I think
Either way the
Is
same.
agreeable?
Either way the
Could I
same.
ask you to turn off your cell phone?
river basin for the geographical.
I think,
That's fine.
I think
It's
river
also-
basin is okay, yeah? Gamma? Yeah.
It's okay. River
Okay,
basin
thank
is
you.
fine.
Neither, we've redefined it.
Now, we respect the call from the Ministry of Foreign
Thank you
Affairs.
very much.
It was wrong call. Discussed already.
Yes, we agreed.
We agree.
Yeah,
We agree with this package
Yes.
as a whole.
Who agrees with?
Can vote.
You can vote, yes.
Signatories, you are
Gamma.
not part with the signatories.
sure.
You can all vote.
Thank you, teacher.